Okay, this is the recipe. It's 4 sticks of butter, and these guys have been softened in the microwave. 2 cups of sugar, 4 cups of flour. This is unbleached flour. I've added a little whole wheat to it from the co-op. This is sea salt, 1 spoon, and 1 spoon of vanilla, and this is some cocoa, 1/4 cup. We're going to use it later, so we're going to set it aside. And so we'll start not with the flour. We're going to start by creaming the butter and the sugar. So we want 2 cups of sugar. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and add these other little things so we don't have to worry about them. Make this as simple as possible. Salt, spoonful of salt. A spoonful of vinegar. Vanilla. Okay, we're done with those things. Vanilla, salt, butter, sugar, and I'm just going to, depending on how nicely my microwave got this butter, I'm just going to cream. Okay, so here we have this basically butter and sugar, little salt and vanilla, made nice and creamy. Can you believe we are going to add 4 cups of flour to this? You can see that getting 4 cups of flour stirred into 4 cups of butter seems like an impossible task, and at some point you think, this is just, and so that's the point where it's got to come out on the table. And this is where you get to start wedging. When I went to my first ceramics class with John Miller in the 70s, he had us dump all the clay powder on the floor, throw the water in the middle, and make your clay. Okay, so we can do like the ox head wedging, you know, where we make this beautiful ox head, is my favorite way to deal with this buttery dough, clay. Okay, so we're going to do the most basic color run. We're going to make dark, because we have our cocoa. That's our colorant. We're going to make dark chocolate. We're going to make 2 medium shades and keep ourselves some white. I like to keep a lot of, well, white. Okay. But we want to start, we're going to go ahead and mix all of the cocoa into a piece of it. So let's just divide it equally in thirds. That's what's going to work for us today. Okay, this is 1/4 cup of cocoa, and I can't tell you how much water. It's enough water to make a paste, which is also one of those things that seems like this is not going to work at first. But at some point, sometimes sooner than other times, a little more water. It's like mixing grout so much. It's the same thing. I don't want it too wet because, but it's, cocoa is, even with the butter fat removed, the chocolate fat, it is the most plastic, buttery stuff. Cocoa is going to add some plasticity to our clay. And there it is. That's good enough. Could be a little smoother, but I don't really want to make it any wetter. Okay. Make a hollow in my first load of clay. And add all this luscious chocolate bean. And here, this is just more wedging. There it comes. If my table gets too sticky, I can put some flour on it. Kind of like watching paint dry. But hang in there with me, because this is the tricky part. All right, so now we have this very, very dark cookie dough. This is like Oreo dark cookies. And I'm only going to save a little part of it. And then of this other part, I'm going to divide it 1/3 and 2/3. And I'm going to do the same thing with this middle piece, 1/3 and 2/3. And I'm going to mix the small white with the large chocolate, the large white with the small chocolate. Okay, and these are my other shades, so I should have 2 more shades of chocolate cookies. Take that back. Okay, I'm on the last color here. Okay, so here's our cookie dough. 3 shades: white, light chocolate, medium chocolate, dark chocolate. Okay, here's my clay. I'm going to start with a little piece. If you can see actually how it's cold, I've had it in the refrigerator, and here's a piece I've warmed, here's a piece I've warmed. It gets a little darker. All right. Simplest thing, this is just going to be a coil. Simplest thing, a coil. Well, not the simplest thing, because I'm going to encase, this is a coil, a light brown coil. I'm going to encase it in some dark clay, chocolate. This is dark chocolate. And this is my preferred method. I've tried the rolling pin. This is what works for me. To make a thin slab, I'd like to have it a little thinner than that, please. Guess I could have done this ahead of time, huh? I want this actually to be long enough. The nice thing about the wax paper is then I can release it from one side to the other, because this is really the fussiest clay you'll ever work with, I promise. Buttery. Trying to make this look easy. Trying to lie to you, it's not easy. So lots of this is going to have to be cut. Literally. Is that going to be the right? I'm just guessing. Good guess. There, I kid you not. There it is. That's raw material. Let's see, I guess I could have another piece of this. Okay, the next thing, I want to make a pretty good, I'm going to use, well, this is what I should measure from. I'm going to use most of that. Same amount of this. And how does that fit with those? Okay. Just a plain stack of colors. This is the most basic raw material we make. And this might as well be at the pottery shop. Working with clay, it's the same. You can see what I've got here. My long wedged piece of these three colors. I'm going to cut it in thirds. These are my calipers. Do they work? More or less. And then here's my dark chocolate. I'm going to put a layer on top of this. Put this on there. Go with the layer on here. And see, it's so much nicer than clay in this one regard is I don't have to worry about cracks. No problem. Just slap it together. The sugar, when it melts, it ties it all in. Okay. I really thought I was coming up with a different shape than that. So maybe I can do... Oh, I'm going to waste everybody's time trying to figure out what I've done. Not as organized as she thought she was. We're going to take that in half again and give it another seam. It's just the universe is changing its directions for me. These are actually, gosh, how did I get so out of control? I want this to make a half circle here. Unfortunately, I didn't make myself enough stuff to go in the center. Well, maybe I did. This is our original and I was hoping to cut it in 6 pieces and get there, and I maybe need to make another one of these. I do, before I do that. Sorry. Okay, these are our light brown tubes with the chocolate on the outside, and we're just going to put them all together in a random fashion and encourage them, come on, you can do it, to be long enough to fill this hole. There we go. That is going to work. Because now I can cut this in half with my knife. Isn't that fun? And put those babies together. Oh, wait. I want a little chocolate in there. Okay, so you remember how we get a slab of chocolate cookie dough? We just mash it between the wax paper. And encourage it to release itself from the wax paper. Beautiful. Okay. And I just want it here and here. I don't want it across the whole middle. So I want some there. And I can use these pieces if I get them nicely. Come on, nah, never mind. So there is no, this is awfully large to have made something round. There is no telling what's going to happen to my pattern as I take it in. No telling. They may look like scramble. But I'm just going to go through a long taking down process, which could also be pretty boring to watch. Okay, so this is just our piece to go around the corners. And it's a simple. This white has the least plasticity of any of these. I can tell it's short like biscuit dough. It doesn't have the cocoa in it. This is one of our browns. Still cold. Oh yes, I do. And then I have this dark chocolate, not quite big enough, excuse me. Roll it out a little bit bigger. This is just like melted Hershey bars. Just stripes. And one more time. About like this. I'm going to take it down twice as long as this round that we hope still has our flower in the middle. Oh no, I have to take it down 4 times. I'm sorry. That might be fairly boring to watch too. Okay, so I'm going to take my cleaver and see what we've got here. Oh, look, it's in there. Oh, man. Okay, we're going to let half of that sit, and with the other half, we're going to put some corners on it. Here are my corners. One. I guess, wait, you guys. They need to be a lot more of a lower triangle shape. That's real easily done. Okay. Okay, then it's just a matter of taking these guys down. And I'm going to go really slowly because I want to keep it all together. I'm going to cut this end of the log. Oh, see, look, it's still in there. See it? See, do you see the? Do you see it? Okay, you can see the flower still in there with the corners we added. Okay, here is our cookie log. It's been in the freezer. This is like a big frozen stick of butter, and I am going to make little slices. You see how hard it is? Okay, there's my end. Oh gosh, all the end pieces swallowed up. Let's see what we've got coming. Okay, we've gotten into the pattern now. Okay, let's look at them. All right, we got these off the end. You can see where it's coming. Here we go. Oops. Oh, yeah. Okay, 350 degrees. Watch them. Sometimes 20 minutes, sometimes more or less. Watch them.